Marcia here with my weekly Friday live. I just realized my fingers are kind of dirty. I played with the Gelli plate earlier to prep some card panels for today's live session. I'm going to wait and see if anybody joins. Excuse me. All right, I see one person on. I've got my water bottle here. If you remember, it's an old squeaky one, so it makes this weird squeaky sound in the background. Oh. Excuse me, pardon me. Some serious sinus allergy stuff going on. My goodness, there must be something blooming. But it was a little cooler today, so that was nice for a change. I'll wait just another minute and see if anybody else jumps on. And then we'll get started. I will show you the new Slim Card Basics dies from Mama Elephant. I went ahead and snipped them all up. Washi a panel of a magnetic panel to the base and made my note here. I will go ahead and tell you guys, whoever is on, the card base to use with these Slimline dies measures 8.5 inches by 7 inches. And then you score at 3.5 down that narrow side. Hi, Miss Dana. So I'm going to have a craft card base. You see, it is quite long. I guess I didn't anticipate it would be this long, but it really is. So I went ahead and prepped a craft card base. I went ahead and cut the scalloped die here on white. A little bit dirty, I suppose. Now I am using my Cuttlebug die cutter. I do have a Big Shot Plus. That would be better because right now, with it being a shorter cut plate, unless you have an extended plate, you do have to run it through twice in order to get the entire length. This entire length does not fit on the cut plates, the standard cut plates. So I have these prepped and ready. And before I cut these stitched circle pieces, before I removed them from this inner frame, I went ahead and die cut this piece where they were positioned perfectly within the frame. So when I do want to cut this again, if I do want to have all 3 pieces, hello Miss Mel, I can lay this down, line everything up, and hopefully that will go seamlessly and I can get it cut through without any issue. So that was the idea behind this. So I'm going to save this, and I'll save these bits just in case I need them to trace around or something on the cards. We'll see. But I won't trash these. They kind of go with this, and I can throw them all in my storage envelope for storage later. So what I will do now is set this aside just for the time being and show you the panels that I created. Just a spare cut. So I used my Gelli plate, and I don't play with that very often. But I wanted to, again, use Lavinia with this Slimline die set. And if you know me, I love a real organic feel, especially with the fairies. So I wanted to go with colors that were that had a lot of green in them. So some of them I did use a third color on my Gelli plate. But these are the colors that I used. I used Catherine Pooler inks. So I used Over Coffee, Eucalyptus, and Shea Butter. And then use the Lindy's Gang Magicals Bayou Boogie Gold. Kind of flicked over the Gelli plate before I took my print. So I'm going to set these off to the side. I'll show you the panels. And then we can decide which one we'll use for the front of our card. The other ones I will be cutting up and using for my ATCs for this month's fairy tale themed ATC swap with 7 kids. So this is one I just kind of cut off because, well, I needed one that was going to be tallish for an ATC. But I will save this and reserve it. I can always die cut it for a grass border. I still think it's really pretty. So you can see some of the gold flecks in there. There was something stuck to my brayer, but stuck to my Gelli plate and left this white bit on a couple of these prints. I think this one's really pretty. This one's got a lot more of the browns and that mossy green that I love, and a lot of flecks of gold. This one's got bigger chunkies of gold. You can even see some orange in there. This one, I guess I did use some of the brown. It just wasn't as heavy in this one. Hi, Miss Fawn Marie. This one I didn't use any brown at all. I think this might have been the second print I took. This one was the first print I took. You can see much more variation between the green and that nice buttery yellow. What was it called again? Shea butter. With much bigger splatters of that gold. And then here is another one. Lots of gold. It just reminds me of earth, you know, and I think that's what I love about it. So I'm not sure. I'll use one of these narrower panels. I did cut a couple narrower panels to be used today. Again, I'm going to set these aside for ATCs. These are all 3.5 inches tall. I can't remember the measurements for the narrower panel, but again, I just kind of laid it on top of my paper and then sent it through my paper trimmer. So again, I'm going to set these aside. So we've got these two panels. I'm not sure which one we will use. Does anybody have a vote? Should I go with more of an earthy brown or this one that's got much larger speckles? Keep in mind, we're going to be chopping out, like this large spot's going to come right out once we cut those stitched circle bits out. Top or bottom? Let's hear what you think. More gold, so we'll go with the bottom one, Von Marie. Or I guess this one does have a bit of gold too. It's just finer. So which one did you like? More brown? I'm gonna see if the bottom one. Okay, just wanted to make sure. All right, so we will use this one. I think I will go ahead and cut the panel just so I have a better idea of what we're working with here. So let me get my plates here. They're getting very worn. I don't think my cuddle bug is putting the pressure on the plates quite like it used to. So let's see, we'll just throw it over on this side a bit. I don't know that it really makes a difference. There seems to be more gold chunkies on this side. So I'm just gonna tape that down right here. I'll run it through twice because as you see, it won't fit all the way across. So I'm not gonna even try to. So let me die cut this quickly. You know I don't like to die cut while doing videos, but in this case, we kind of had to. So let me start running that through. I'll shift it over. We'll cut the other side. And then we'll have a pretty good idea of what we're working with here. Put the die back. Okay, so let me discard this. So this is the panel we're working with. And again, to give you an idea, hi Denise. Oh good, I'm glad you made it. Oh no, Dana voted the top earthy brown. I will make another one, Dana, I will. Because I've got that other panel is narrower, so I will use that again. Whether I cut the circles from the other one or not, we'll see. But I will make another Lavinia card of that one. And see how pretty that's gonna be on the craft? Oh gosh, I kind of don't even want to cut circles from it, but we will. It's pretty. Okay, so let me grab my pre-cut template before I chopped it. And let's see how well this is going to come together for us. So I'm going to layer these on top of each other. Again, well, you know, I bet I could cut all of these at once. This way. So let's place these over. Oh, maybe they're not all the same. Ooh, it's like a puzzle. Note to self. Not all circles are created equal. I thought they did look a little... Here we go. That one kind of matches there, so we'll go with that one. Do I have any other extra washi over here? I'm looking at my junky spot over here. Let me see. Go ahead and tape them all down. Make sure it's not too sticky. I don't like it when the washi's super sticky and then you send bigger things through your machine and then it all sticks together. That's not a happy occasion. I should number these 1, 2, and 3. Well, these are just going to be a pain in my butt today, aren't they? I should have paid more attention before I snipped them off. Oh, good. That one fit right in there. Excellent. This washi tape's done for. Let's grab another piece of this one. Let me get some of that sticky off so it's not gonna rip things. Okay, tape that one down. And I could have done this all in one fell swoop, but I wanted to, there we go, that'll work. That wasn't too bad. If I had a Sharpie handy, I would put a 1, 2, and 3 on them. I'm not as concerned with them matching up quite as much as I am just with the placement. I would prefer to have them all kind of centered nicely there. All right, so we run this through. If it's not too thick and my machine doesn't try to chop my arm off with kickback. Okay, so that did all fit through in one shot. I won't put everything back at once. Oh, bummer. See, I told you my cuddle bug was needing replacing. See what it's doing to me here? Man, oh man. Pain in my butt. Pain in my butt. See, this is what happens in real life, isn't it? Well, see, this is what really happens when you craft, isn't it? The brand of the die set is from Mama Elephant. It was from their latest release. It is called Slim Card Basics. And I know Kelly, I don't know if Kelly is on. Oh, I see T is on, good. I know Kelly was going to order, I don't know if she was going to order more of this one or of just more Slimline dies for the shot. Okay, well that still worked. I guess it was too thick and oh my goodness, this cuddle bug is old. Okay, so let me just pop these out. I'm surprised this washi tape didn't tear my paper more. Oh my gracious. Okay, so I'll leave those there. I am not gonna throw these away. These are just two pretty little green orbs I can save for something. So I'm gonna throw that all onto the side. This is now done. I'm gonna shift my die cutter off to the side. I'm gonna reserve these in my, my giant pile of reserved bits. There's my pencil. Okay, and now we can get an idea of where these are gonna be on here. So I'm gonna just stick it here in the center. Oh yeah, see, I forgot. I'm using my station, Make Art Station, so I can stick these magnets on. Give it a very light inner trace. We are going to be inking around this some, but this will kind of give us an idea of where we need to make sure we're focusing our images. And you know what I just realized? I've got my mini Misty out here. I don't think this panel is going to fit in there. That's okay. I've got my big Misty too. I just didn't think I needed to haul it over here, but I might. Right. I'm going to keep this up here for inspiration so we can keep an idea of our colors. Again, I'm going to keep the green more at the bottom, earthy, grassy green, the golden at the top for the sun shining down. So it's kind of like a nice spring, summer morning. That's what it makes me think of. That was my inspiration behind the colors. The more earthy tones were more sticky summer for me, for some reason. That's just what I thought of. Okay, so we're gonna use this. Let me grab my giant Misty. I don't have it be in between size. I've got the memory Misty that my husband got me for Mother's Day a couple years ago. And I have the mini Misty for when I don't wanna have to have the giant one out here. So it's off here to the side. I might switch spots, but it's just so big. Okay, so I went ahead and pulled a bunch of, here we go. A bunch of the tinier Lavinia stamps that I have in my collection. And I'll quickly go through them and we can kind of get an idea of what we like and don't like. And one thing I love about Lavinia is I'm not a mixed media artist, but it definitely I feel like I can play with that a little more than I normally would. It's just something about the whimsical nature of the images in general, the verses of the sentiments, And just the fact that I even played with the Gelli press. So yes, I can do mixed media. So I have my ink brushes here. I also have some VersaFine Clear inks over here. I'll go ahead and grab those because I can't use that misty. Ooh, that was squeaky. So I pull colors again that mirror the colors from my Gelli print background. So I've got Acorn, Pine Cone, Morning Mist, Shady Lane, which is this nice earthy mossy green, and then Golden Meadow, which seemed like a warmer gold to me, not a bright yellow gold, just kind of a warmer gold. So I'm going to set these up here above. Those are the colors, and then of course I'm going to hang on to this, you know, VersaFine black, because sometimes you just need a little black. All right, so again, we'll go through these quickly. Got these pretty, let's see, hive set. I won't look at the names of all of them unless I happen to see somebody ask, oh, what was that? Here's a verse. We can stamp across the front of the card so the verse is peeking through some of the various peaky spots here. I've got the mice, these smaller toadstools, this larger fairy verse, the smaller fairies, which will perfectly fit in there. So I'm going to set these above because they are character images. The same with these. I can never remember the Rory and Darcy. I will put these up above off to the corner as well. The larger toadstools will fit. Another verse that will work. The butterflies would be really pretty off in the distance. We have another verse here. Every dream begins with a wish. Our tiny little, oh, what is this one even called? Oh no, it's a caterpillar. And then the newest hairs set that I picked up from this last Lavinia release. So we are going to be using various ones of these. So let's begin with the backgrounds here. Okay, to get an idea. So we are going to need to add some color to that. I want to leave the stark white around the edge because I think it kind of makes this panel pop more, but then the craft behind kind of subdues it back down. Oh, they are such beautiful fairies. Yeah, you like the hairs too, Von Marie. I do as well. So I like that balance there. So I don't want to leave too much white here, but I also didn't want to add too much color yet until I knew where I was going with it. And in fact, let me get some more viney, tree-ish kind of things to throw in there. I've got all my Lavinia behind me. And let's just see. We do have some planty ones that I can throw in there. And I do have my Distress inks above me too. Hi, Miss Kelly. You love the set with the bunnies. Okay, so we'll make sure we use the bunnies then too. So maybe we'll use this guy looking in this way. We'll put this hair on this side. I definitely want to use a fairy. I'll have a fairy verse stretching across these two if you guys are liking my idea so far. So we'll have the hair here, fairy verse stretching here. We'll have maybe this fairy over here. I'm okay with part of her maybe tucked away behind. And then we will use, let's see, what do you think? Should we put the kid on the other side? Put another bunny on this side? What do you think? Another hair on this side? Or would you like one of the little fairy kids? Just let me know. And we'll start building some color in here. So let's see. I'm going to start by stamping the sentiment across. That's very sweet, Miss Kelly. We've got a good group on here today, that's for sure. Let's see what's going to stretch across. I do like that one. I do like this one though too. I'm going to use this one. I'll read you what it says if you can't read it. It says, hand in hand in the forest so green, they dance in the moonlight, never to be seen. Fairy kids. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll do one from each of these sets in the 3 panels. Good, I'm glad everybody agrees. Yay, success. Okay, so I'm going to begin with the sentiment. And I think what I will do with this one is I want to stamp it in green again because it does say forest so green here. I'll do the green and then maybe do some blending over so it kind of tone on tone a bit. Let's see how I can do this. I'll pull my Missy around upside down. What about that? And see if we can make this work space-wise. Flip it around. Ooh, that comes close. That comes close. So I don't know the dimensions of the regular size Misty, but you see how large this is in here, so I don't know. I don't know if it fits or not. Somebody else will have to test that out. All right, so I'm gonna pop this in here. Yeah, we'll go somewhere in here. Again, I'm not super concerned about things being super straight. I'm gonna kind of, if you see me poking around a little bit. Oh, I don't want to whack my camera, my phone camera, whatever you want to call it. Giving the stamps a good rub. Again, I'm going to be using VersaFine Clear Shady Lane ink. You need the 12 by 12. It really is very, very nice. If I need to fill up an 8.5 by 11-inch sheet of paper, this is the way to go, let me tell you. Ooh, I love this color already. Should have threw more magnets on there. Beautiful. And of course, these inks, it's kind of hard to mess them up, isn't it? They just know what to do. Oh, and I washed my dirty rag. Yay! I washed it yesterday. It's so clean. I know it's just stained, but it's so clean. Oh, is there a moth floating around over here? There's something. It better not be a mosquito. Oh my gosh, the mosquitoes are so bad. They are so bad. And this one, it was Forest So Green. That's the name of this verse from Lavinia. I'm going to set this off to the side because I'm going to try to remember to blog, when I blog this later, to share when it's fully complete with a nice picture. I'll try to make sure I include all of everything I use. So I'm trying very hard to put everything aside for that. Because you know that list is long. Okay, so now that we have this on here, let's see. We're going to put one of the bunnies here. So let's think about some plantage. We can stick over here. Let me look. I'm just kind of quickly. Oh, I pulled one. Where did I put it? Some kind of. A mushroom would be kind of pretty. I do love some toadstools. Where did it go? Where's the bigger one? Excuse me. There it is. I'm going to use the toadstool. Oh, you do not have mosquitoes? Kelly, you don't know what you're missing. Lots of bug bites. I won't even have to mask. Now, that's what I was going to suggest. That one layer that I cut to line up these little circles, you could cut another piece from a scrap piece of acetate or something and use it as a mask. I probably should have done that. I still could. Cut it from a scrap piece of paper or card or something so you could have an instant mask of these little holes to prevent it kind of spreading outside that stitched border there. So that's something to consider. Okay, but I'm not going to have to worry about this. It's not going to go over the edge too much there. I'm going to do an earthier brown on this. Might do, let's say pine cone. I might second generation stamp this one out a little bit or use a distress ink on this one because I want that hair, bunny rabbit, to be able to be seen above it really well. Even though I know like a black would, but I don't want to risk it. And I reserved a piece of paper from last night's live so that I could have that ready when I need it. Oh, these ink pads are just the best. So my favorites, my favorite pigments are these, and my favorite dyes are the Catherine Pullers. And we're using both of them on today's project. Because they both have different properties. Okay, that'll work nicely. See how pretty that is? But I'll show you how nice and sharp that first impression was. Keep in mind, this is the first time I've stamped with these, and that's how perfect it comes out every time. All right, so we're building up our background a bit. And this one was called Forest Mushroom. How appropriate. Pop this over to the side. Okay, so I think, that's about what we'll work with. Maybe I'll add some plant, something over here. I'm gonna grab a planty thing, because that fairy's gonna go there on that side. I know this is supposed to dangle, but I think this would look really pretty, like flowers popping up over here. So we're gonna use this one over here. And again, this is what I'm talking about. We're gonna need to cover that up to mask. So in this case, I'm just going to grab this piece of paper like this and just be careful when I ink it. This is beautiful. This one is called Luna Lights. Okay, so let's pick that up. Ooh. In fact, I've got some metallic inks over here behind me. I might use a metallic ink for that because that would be really pretty. Satin rose. I'm gonna stick with gold. Gold. Oh no, where's my gold ink? Where is it hiding from me? What? It's not like I don't have too many inks over here, guys. Well, oh, here it is. Sigh of relief. Sorry about that. We're going to use my Delicata gold ink on this. That one came unstuckied. Let me make sure. Cover that well. Man, this was a juicy pad. Let's see how well this works. Because it looks like it inked up all of the stamps. Okay, I might leave that stamp on there. I'm going to try to do some light ink blending around here, and that way we can pop that color on there again in that same spot. Okay, so to be consistent with the colors we're using on the stamps, I am going to use the same inks, the same Color VersaFine Clair inks on here. Sounds like the fireworks. Like, oh, for me? Oh, when I was when I was going through all my inks behind me. Oh my goodness, I know, probably. So I might smudgy that gold a little bit, but I'm okay with that. So I just want to bring some of that earthy green up in here, just a bit. And again, like I said, we are going to stamp over that again, okay? Because I was afraid that was probably going to happen a little bit. Oop, I want to make sure I get all the way down, but I'm going to try to be very careful not to go over on this side. This side's covered, that other side not so much. Okay, so we might as well do equal to everyone and do some of that same green on this side. We're just trying to kill some of that white that's in those colors, or in those circles there. And again, this one was the Shady Lane. I did use the glass on this side. Over here. I'm gonna pull in some of this beautiful, excuse me, you know what? I am gonna do some of that brown. I'm gonna pull this pine cone again back out. Thank you very much, Miss Kelly. I'm glad you guys enjoy my fireworks. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna pull some of this in, and you know what? We're just gonna see how this looks. I wanna add a little more texture, so instead of blending it on, I'm gonna kind of spot it on. You would have to tape the edges. Well, see, it's probably gonna peek through a little here, and I'm gonna wish I had. But I'm going to intentionally just kind of tap it on here because I want to see those little dots. Now, if it looks too funky pants, I'm gonna pull some out. I am gonna do a little bit, but I want some of that, those little speckles. And keep in mind, some of this is gonna be covered by our image. what's important is to just remember this is supposed to be fun. It doesn't have to be perfect. See, that one got a little spotty there on that side, so we'll just kind of tap that out a little bit more. We're going to come around to this one. Do the same. I might have to run around the corner to the counter and get that a little eraser and see if I can pull some of that ink up. Erasers are our best friends, let me tell you, when it comes to some of this stuff. Light ink spots like that, an eraser can pick up. I want to make sure I get all those little spots. Something fun to do with this too would be just grabbing the green one I used earlier and just kind of pulling over that over there. Make a shaker from the panel, because you've definitely got enough space to run your tape, or like we've done before, the tool would be very easy to make. So again, that was the pine cones. We just added a bit onto there. Okay, now I'm just gonna flippy this around. I'm gonna keep my Misty here because we're gonna still have to stamp the characters. Oh, that's a pretty kind of green. Oh man, just use my finger. Okay, I really like that. This is not quite the color I was looking for. So I think I will grab the cheerful yellow. Okay, just like we did with the others, I am gonna flip my paper over though. Let me see. Because I really don't wanna pull so much of the greens and browns. And we're just gonna add that nice sunny yellow. Woo! I know I said I didn't want bright, and I still don't want bright. So if I have to add some orangey to it or something to kind of warm the yellow up a little bit, I will. Okay, just a bit, just like that. It's more than sufficient for what I want. Again, this is the one that our fairy is going to be flying in. This is the one with our fairy child looking up, pointing. And as you see, we've added just a kind enough color to each of these sections that it won't be so stark white. Okay, so for this one we used cheerful. I'm trying to keep up with comments. Oh, the Von Marie, the VersaFine Clear inks, you won't be sorry. I waited and I got a couple to test them out, and man, oh man, they are just wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Let me see. That might be, let's test it. Oh, yay. I think I'm going to be good on this side with my ink. Okay, so this kind of gives us an idea where we are. Ooh, my bottom border is a little tight there as far as being able to see any peek through, but you see how pretty that's going to be? Okay, so let's finish up this panel. I'm going to stamp this one again. Remember, I left that stamp in there intentionally. In fact, I am going to hit it with maybe a different color. Kind of an orange color. My fireworks again. That's what you're hearing. It's going to be one of the bottom colors, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's the bottom color, of course. Okay, I'm grabbing what's called Summertime. I'm going to hit this fairy, what was it called again? The Luna Lights with that orangey color, and then I'll go back over it with the gold to give it some twinkle. Let's just pop this back down here. I am gonna, because I knew it was a bit of white was showing there. I just want to make sure it won't, if I can help it. Go figure. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe I'll just have my fairy cover that spot up a little bit more. Now I'm going to hit it with that gold again. Okay, so I'm going to put away the Summertime. That was that orange. because I do want it to kind of twinkle. There we go. Clean off that stamp. Put this away. Forgot that I bought him wine yesterday. He just remembered. He found it. All right, now let's work on this fairy to kind of cover up my boo-boo there. What else did I set over here? Oh, okay. See, if I position her just like this, I think it'll kind of hide that orange. What do you think? It's worth a shot. Even if it doesn't entirely, that's okay. We have to be able to understand this is what happens in the creative process, right? Oh, let me cover up my gold ink. I don't know if you can really even see it from there, that gold that I added over the orange there, that summertime orange. Excuse me. Okay, so let's stamp our fairy. I'm gonna use black then, I guess, for all of the silhouette images. Swing this cover over. Okay. And this, she was from the Fairy Foragers set, the set of 4 main fairies. Next, we'll hit the fairy child. Not hit the fairy child. Oh my gosh, that sounded awful. Rory and Darcy. Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna add one of these fairy children off to the side. I love the silhouette of this one, but it just doesn't fit the placement. So we will use this one. I'm gonna just try to see where my lines are here. Put this here, and we can always add some more greenery if we feel we need it after we add the silhouette images. I just didn't want to add too much at first because this card is going to have a lot going on. I didn't want it to be too busy. That's not my style either. I just never feel like I can pull that off. Some people can beautifully. I just don't have the confidence in that department. Okay, let's stamp this fairy child. That one's on there good. I hope I had that butted in there because we're going to go over it one more time. That's when you pray you had it lined up right so you don't end up messing it up. We will find out soon. Thank you, Miss Tina. Oh, good. Okay. So Rory and Darcy, I will put this one back. Again, I'm throwing these all off to the side so I can make notes on my blog, which ones in particular I used. And then we're going to be using the new Wild Hairs set. I do love this one, but I feel like we need the one facing the other direction. I should have probably flip-flopped them. Should have put the bunny here and used the other fairy kid there because I do like those, but I do like all of them, to be completely fair and honest. I do want to see some of that toadstool there. Move these closer. Okay. Miss Kelly, which ones are your favorite? The new Wild Hairs? Okay, let's ink this one up. I think I am going to use some of that orange summertime ink and add some in here a bit. That's just, it's too yellow. It's not quite what I was looking for when I started. Oh, look how pretty that is. Oh, see, that's what I love about these stamps. For clear stamps, man, you get all that beautiful little detail. Okay, so wild hair returning to his packaging. Yeah, I'm with you, Miss Kelly. I need to play with these some more. Okay, and like I said, I will be making another one of these with, where is it? This panel, this browner panel. So I will be making this into another Slimline card with Lavinia. I just have to figure out how I want to use it. And the other ones will become my ATCs for the swap. Okay, so we have all these in here. We need some kind of little planty bits down here for this little kid. I pulled this one. I know it's ocean flowers, but I liked, we could always kind of turn it aside. I just kind of like the shape of the little Orbeez, so that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to put this down here. We're just going to kind of give something underfoot a bit. We're going to use second generation stamping for this one as well, just like we did for the mushroom. Oh, so that being said, let me pull that up a little bit. Make sure I ink up that bit. I used this on a couple of my other cards that I've done, using Sebastian the Seahorse that I love, and one of the mermaids. I need to play with those again too. I love the ocean theme Lavinia sets too. Ooh, that just stuck to there. See, that just kind of gives it a little something extra there. Might throw another one here behind him. Clean it off my hand. I didn't wipe it first. It's kind of like a bush, doesn't it? Oh, Miss Denise says she likes the hairs too. Okay, so let's ink this up again. We're using the pine cone color. Let me throw my ink down and up. Slide this down and pop it back down. We're just kind of creating that nice light layer there. See how pretty that is? I kind of feel like I should do that here by the hair too. It kind of allows us to carry that over. So that's what we will do. Frilly little mossy ferny bits. Oh good, that kind of gave us a little bit of something. Ooh, let me move that bar magnet out of the way. Inking up the head of this ocean flower. See, that just goes to show you, you can use any of these that you want. I like, it looks so lacy, doesn't it? Almost looks kind of like a doily. There we go. I'm gonna hit it right here, just here in the corner. Just barely. Oh good, that might have even, nah, I'll do it again. I need to de-sticky the entire stamp though, with my hand skin. Okay, did I hit the whole thing? I think I did. I also got it up there, I don't want to push that too hard. And then get brown where I don't want brown. Nice, okay. Let me clean up ocean flower. Sticky it back in its case. Not its case, onto its piece of acetate. And I think all I'm going to do now is get a little bit of the orange, so I'm going to remove the Misty completely at this point. It has served its purpose. I'm going to lid my acorn, excuse me, I didn't use the pine cones, I used acorn. Move Ginormo Misty out of the way. I'm going to flip this around, grab my summertime and an orange orange blending brush. It's not too fancy. I just love that organic, you know, the kind of the feel to that. I am going to dab it here so it's not too. Well, let's see if I could do this without. Magnets, Marcia, magnets. I keep forgetting I can do this. I'm just pulling some of that in to kind of warm it up a little bit. Just kind of pulling some of that, but that's okay. That's okay. Slide it over. I still got some orange here. In hindsight, I would have done this before adding my other images, but I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about the yellow. It was as I feared. It was a little bit too yellow. Okay. One more time. I am going to put this off here. Last spot. I'm going to have to move that. Okay, so summertime is going away. I'm going to move these other inks because we did not use them. I do not want to mistakenly call them out if I did not use them. Let me load this one. Put my brushes away. Ooh. Wipe this down and make sure I don't smudge anything by mistake. Oh, I did not use these. These in the Lavinia box. I do have the Lavinia box. Okay, let's pull everything together and see what we think. Isn't that orange so pretty, Denise? It's just so warm, you know? Oh, yay! Oh, good. And see how the orange pulls from this Lindy's Magical there? It really kind of helps tie all that together. So that worked out really nice. So I'm just gonna glue this all together and that's gonna be the end of it. Now, in hindsight, I should have over-stamped. So I should have stamped in the panel and then stamped over the frame. And I think next time I would do that. So I would recommend that. I'm not gonna try to line it up because I don't think I would be able to line it up right. It's possible, but that would look really cool as if you had stamped over. Note to self, I will do that next time. Anyways, so let's get all of this glued together. I am going to pop this up because I think that will look rather nice. Too fat over there on the side. Now I just want to make sure the stitching didn't show stitching through because you know sometimes they do and I don't want to interfere with that if it did. Thanks guys. Thank you Tina. Thank you Mel and Denise and Miss Kelly. Yay! Glad you guys are enjoying it. You can thank Miss Kelly too because she must think I'm a crazy person on Fridays when I'm like, okay, I still haven't fully committed to any ideas. And she usually spins me in a completely different direction. But it works out. Oh, it's true, it's true. Mama Kelly. You know, this is an intense part. Watching me apply the foam tape. This is probably something I can do off camera and then just show you guys the finished product later. But we're almost there, we're almost there. I can see the light at the end of the fairy tunnel. Yeah, Miss Gelli. But this one is amazing. Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying this one. Ugh, I don't like how hairy that piece of foam got there. But how cool would this be as a shaker? I do have a scrap piece of tulle over here. But no, I'm not going to shaker this one. Maybe I'll shaker the one I do off camera. Good, I'm glad you like the colors. Thanks for helping me pick the images. You guys helped me do all of that. I offered some suggestions and you helped me make that final decision. So thank you guys for your help on that. Okay. Oh, so let's hope this part goes quickly. Oh, good. Shaker another one. Okay. All right, Miss Gelli has commended. No, I'm teasing. She would be mad at me if she knows. I do not feel that way. She has suggested I make a shaker card out of the other one, and I will do that. I will do that. I don't know if I'm going to do 3 circles. We'll have to see how it plays out. But I will make a shaker of some sort out of the one done off camera. Oh, good. Thank goodness. These are peeling off with ease. Hi, Miss Janice. And I will say, these jelly plate backgrounds went really quick. They are not super fancy, but I do think they're pretty. And I love the texture you can get. I need to play with it some more. All right, let's not mess it up now that we've gotten this far, guys. Trying to get... Ooh, it's so sticky. Oh yes, I forgot I did draw little circles there. That could help. Ah! Don't stick yet! There's no easy way to do this, is there? That looks pretty darn close enough. Okay, so that's that panel. If I want to be super fancy, I could distress around the edge, but you really can't see enough of it. I don't think it's necessary. And now I'm just going to glue that flat on there. I don't think I'm going to do anything else to that. I played with creating a card base that was a little bit wider, but I think the problem with that would be that most people would then have to chop a 12 by 12 if I used a larger card base, or you'd have to ruin a much larger piece of 8.5 by 11 paper. I guess that would be it. You would just have to use more of a standard sheet of paper. All right, guys. Well, that's my finished card. It isn't too fancy, but I think it looks really pretty. It's very organic. Yes, glue stick would, yeah. I had never thought about that. That's actually a really great idea. Oh, that's a really cool idea. Thank you. Miss Dana suggested using glue stick over the tape so that I have a chance to wiggle it around before it finally adheres. That's a wonderful tip. That's a wonderful tip. I'll have to try that. Thank you for that. So anyways, this is the finished card. Again, I used the new Mama Elephant Slim Card Basics die set and various Lavinia die stamps, including the new Wild Hair stamps. I'm not sure, Miss Gelli, if you still have some of these in the shop. I should have checked beforehand. Rory, fairies, all kinds, sea flowers. I mean, go figure, right? And then the Lindy's Magicals Bayou Gold. I'll put all these colors on my blog when I take pictures and blog the card. And there you have it. Nice, warm, organic feel. Oh, how do you say her name? Is it Diane, right? Diane Reevely. That's a really great tip from her. Thank you again for sharing that. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you so much for your kind comments, for helping me do this. See, I have to kind of turn it this way. Maybe I'll make the card like this next time. So anyways, I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend. Thank you, Miss Janice. And I'll catch you next time. All right, bye.